Welcome to Nanny Knowledge with Miss Jen. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, we're going to be talking about when toddlers hit. Unfortunately, it'll probably happen. Inevitably, a toddler will try to find out what it's like to hit. They're not doing it intentionally. They're not trying to be mean. They're not malicious. They're not bad little babies. They might not even be in control of that muscle that's still flailing about and throwing their arms and whacking and smacking. It might not be intentional at all. Not at first, anyway. What I find is that sometimes babies are just learning what it feels like to get a response out of us when they hit mommy or daddy, being silly and playful and wrestling around playfully. And it's not a rare thing. It's pretty common for a little one to just smack and accidentally, maybe at first, hit somebody in the face or the cheek. It's usually that first initial response, that ooh or ah, or that jolt or that surprise or shock or scream that we give out that interests the baby, and it makes it seem fun, or, oh, I got a reaction. I made that happen. I made that noise or that funny face. Unfortunately, it can develop into more aggressive behavior. So it's probably best to avoid that, not make it fun, not make it a silly, fun game thing that we're doing, and nip it in the bud. Nip that in the bud early on before it develops into something that we have to really work hard to correct. We need to teach our toddler that it's not okay to hit other people, that it does hurt other people, and we can't react with shock or a scream because it'll just be entertaining for them. And then they're going to do it over and over again. I can almost guarantee you every time a toddler hits for that first time, if they get a reaction, they'll do it again. My personal preference is to have a reaction that's just whatever. I didn't even notice that. What? Nothing happened. I'm fine. What? Just keep moving. Don't even address it. You know what I mean? Make it not an issue. Do your best to stay calm and not react to that. Don't raise your voice. Certainly don't hit back. That's going to be sending a mixed message. We don't want to hit because we got hit. We don't want to teach that baby that it's okay to hit by hitting them. I personally don't believe in spanking. So, that's your choice if you want to handle that punishment in your own way. But I would recommend not hitting, because if you're in the middle of a lesson that's trying to teach a child to not hit or strike another human being, and yet you're spanking or whacking or smacking, then it's going to send a confusing signal to them. It's going to send mixed messages to them. They're going to be confused. I was raised old school. We did spankings in our house. We got the belt, y'all. We had to go pick our own switches off the tree. Ouch. I even got called to the front of the classroom once in the 5th grade for chewing gum, and I got whacked on the knuckles with a big, thick wooden ruler in front of all my friends for chewing gum. Anyway, I digress. My point is, hitting is not okay, no matter who you are. So if we're trying to teach that kiddo to not hit, it's best to not hit them. It's just kind of common sense. It's just logic. The reason we want to get a handle on this early on is so that they don't develop that habit and take that to school with them or the playground. Nobody wants to be the mommy of that kid who hits everybody on the playground or on play dates or in school. That's even worse when you get a little note from the teacher saying that your little sweetheart was hitting somebody in school that day. Toddlers hitting is actually a very common thing, and it's just a rite of passage. It's a part of growing up, and they're not usually doing it to be mean. It's actually often even just an accident the first time. They're playing and they hit you, and you usually react and jolt back or make a scream or whatever, and they think, oh, that was interesting. Wow, I did that? I did that? Little old me with my little old hands? The most important thing we can do at that point is just to keep our composure, keep calm, don't give them an ugly, mean face or get mad or scream or curse. The best thing we can do is just not make it an issue, redirect, put something in their hand, change your activity, get a different toy, and just move on. But I can almost guarantee you it'll happen more than once, and normally it's just because they think it's funny or entertaining or silly or interesting, something different, something that they're having a little bit of control over. It's cause and effect. They are causing you to have a scream or a yell or a wince or whatever. As long as we don't give that too much attention or an audience, they're not going to move forward with it too much. They'll get bored with it and they'll just decide, okay, that's not fun for me. I'm not going to do that anymore. But a lot of times, actually probably most times, like 9 times out of 10, that kid will try again, and it's up to us to stop it quickly and tell them, no, that's not okay. Ouch, that hurt me. If their hand hits you, you can take their hand and go, oh, be nice. Let's be soft. Don't tell them what you don't want them to do. Don't say, don't hit. No hitting. Stop it. Bad. Let's try to use positive words, positive reinforcements. Show them what we want them to do instead of what we don't want them to do. So in other words, take their hand and say soft or be nice, gentle. Use your hand over their hand, HOH, it's called in ABA therapy, and just show them how softly that they should be touching somebody else's skin or face. By being firm with our reactions and being calm about it, it shows them that it's really not a big deal. It's nothing to get all excited about, and try again. If you start to notice that they're doing it more and more, take that time to teach. Use that as an opportunity to show them, oh, we have to be nice. Oh, this is so nice. Be soft. Put their hand on your face and say nice. You know, a lot of times it's the daddies. Sorry, but it's true. That testosterone male energy thing, right? A lot of times it's the daddies who are just being playful. They want to rough and tumble, especially if it's with a boy, a son, that they're trying to show strength and bravery and masculinity. And that's cute and sweet and okay to do in some variations. But when it comes to hitting people, especially on the face, it's just not something we want them to continue to get away with for too long, even during play. If we do see them developing a routine or a habit out of it, there are ways that we can kind of stay close by and be prepared for that action to happen so that we can be quick at the ready to stop that behavior. You need to do your part to make sure that you don't have that kid that hits other children. I know that sounds like a challenge. I mean, who wants to be that helicopter mommy that's following their little sweetheart all over the playground while all the other mommies are sitting around with their lattes talking about their mani-pedi appointments? Nobody wants to be the mommy of that kid who's hitting all the children on the playground. And it's not going to be that hard. I mean, if you really stay on top of it and you correct it every time it happens, right when it happens, consistently, then you'll probably get a good handle on it right away, and it won't happen that often. I'm here to help. We're going to do this together. It can be done with a little bit of patience, some compassion, and a lot of love. Thanks again for watching. Please leave some comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Some thumbs up are always nice, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Welcome to Nanny Knowledge with Miss Jen. You hear my popping noises? You hear those popping noises? Well, all right, that might work. One more time. Welcome. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is the end of part 1. The link to part 2 is down below in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thanks again.